Hey everyone, and welcome. So if you're a parent, you know the struggle, the screen time battle. It's probably one of the biggest headaches of modern family life, right? But what if I told you we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, let's dive into a whole new way to think about our family's digital lives, one that's less about fighting and more about connecting.
First off, let's just get on the same page. If you're fighting this battle, you are so not alone. A recent Pew Research study found that a solid 38% of both parents and teens say they argue about phone time. That is a huge number. It's this constant point of friction in so many homes. The tension is real, and it's happening everywhere. And that really brings us to the big question we're tackling today. All this fighting, all this stress, is it even working? Is counting the hours and minutes our kids are on a screen the real issue? Or, just maybe, should we be focusing our energy on something else entirely? Okay, so this brings us to the first major idea, and it's a big one. It's a huge shift in thinking that experts are talking about. The new rule is stop counting the minutes and start looking at the quality of what's happening during those minutes. And this quote from a University of Michigan study it nails it. It completely reframes the whole conversation. It's not about the clock, it's about the impact. Is screen time getting in the way of sleep, of homework, of actual real-life family time? That's the question we really need to be asking ourselves.
So what does that impact actually look like? Well, here are some really clear red flags to watch for. If screens are consistently messing with the basics like sleep and schoolwork, if it's the main thing you fight about, or, and this is a big one, if it's the only thing that brings your kid joy, that's when you might have a problem. And notice, it doesn't matter if that's happening in 30 minutes or 3 hours.
Okay, so if we're throwing out the clock, what do we replace it with? Well, this leads us to a super simple but really powerful framework. And honestly, for parents, understanding this is a total game changer. It's the difference between active and passive screen time. So here's the deal. Not all screen time is created equal. Not even close. Active screen time is when the brain is switched on. Think about video chatting with grandma, learning a new song from a YouTube tutorial, or even playing a video game together. It's engaging. Passive screen time, well, that's just mindless consumption. It's the endless scrolling through videos or letting YouTube just autoplay for hours. And the tricky part is, the same exact app can be used for both. That's why it's not about the app, it's about the intent. All right, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? What does this look like on a random Tuesday night when everyone's tired? Well, that's what we're diving into next. Let's build your family's digital toolkit. The number one tool is conversation, not confrontation. Seriously. Instead of jumping straight to judgment, just get curious. Ask your kid, hey, show me that YouTuber you're always talking about. Or can you walk me through this level of your game? When you watch stuff with them and talk about it, you stop being a monitor and you start being a mentor. Now, a great way to make all this official is with a family tech agreement. But listen, this is key. It can't be a top-down list of rules from you. The magic happens when you build it together. Get the kids, especially teens, to weigh in so they feel like they have a stake in it. Define those screen-free zones together, make it fit your family, and then write it all down. That simple act turns it from your rules into our plan. At the end of the day, the goal here isn't just about stopping the bad stuff. It's about building up the good stuff. And that good stuff is called digital literacy. We want to raise kids who don't just consume content, but who can navigate the digital world safely and smartly. Kids who can spot fake news, communicate respectfully, and maybe even create something amazing themselves. All right, let's wrap this up by zooming out for a minute. Because all these daily battles over screen time, they're really just one piece of a much bigger, much more complicated puzzle of what it means to grow up today. This data from Pew it's fascinating. When teens are away from their phones, a huge 72% of them say they feel peaceful. But at the exact same time, 44% say they feel anxious. Both things are true at once. It just goes to show you that for them, their phone is both a source of connection and a source of major pressure. It's complicated. And hey, let's be honest with ourselves for a second. This is not just a kid problem. Nope, almost half of parents, 47%, admit that they think they spend too much time on their own phones. So this isn't some us versus them battle. We are all navigating this new world together. And that right there is the heart of it all. Our most important job isn't just managing our kids' screen time, it's modeling our own. Our kids are watching what we do way more than they're listening to what we say. building healthy digital habits really is a team sport. So I want to leave you with one final thought, a real actionable question to take away from all this. Based on everything we've talked about, what's one conversation, just one, that you can start with your family tonight to move away from conflict and toward connection?